Alright, so today we're going to teach you how to Ollie, pop, shove, and kickflip on a fingerboard. I think the Ollie is the most important to learn because a lot of people who fingerboard can't do it. I mean, like people who know how to fingerboard like I do, of course we learned to Ollie it, but a lot of people who claim they can fingerboard will just sit there kind of flicking the board like this, and then when it falls, they'll just stick their fingers on top. It's not really how we do tricks, so we like them to be like skate tricks. So if I kickflip, I'm going to kickflip. When it's like right here, I'm going to put one of my fingers on and start pushing it down until I can get both fingers on. Sometimes I'll even catch it like this and really try to slam it down, but that's a lot more difficult than just one finger and then, you know, riding away. So you got to know how to Ollie to do any of these tricks though. So that's what we're going to start with. So to get a good Ollie on a fingerboard, you're going to want to practice kind of like floating the back of your hand. Like I know a lot of other tricks you kind of like weigh it down a little bit, that way you got the little flick motion going on that people like to do, but I don't do that. I like to keep my hand floating, that way I know that I actually did the trick. Like if I'm going to kickflip, yeah, see how crappy that was? I caught it like that. Like that's why you got to learn your Ollies first. So for an Ollie, you're going to practice kind of floating your hand, kind of being loose, and popping. Now when you pop, you want to pop like a real skateboard where you kind of like move your front fingers so that it pops, you know? That would be your pop. Maybe with your finger more like here, but you know, you pop. Alright? And then once you got the pop, you add lifting your back finger and pulling your hand forward. You don't slide this finger up because it doesn't really slide, not on this kind of grip tape. If you have normal grip, your finger will slide. It'll hit the nose and then you'll do it. But with this kind of grip, it's easier if you put your finger kind of weighted right here and your other one kind of weighted right here. Float your hand though, so like you only need the weight of your fingers to do the trick. You don't need to weigh it down with your arm. No muscles in it, you know? Alright, and then once you get that pop, like I said, you just pick up your back finger and push forward. And now I'm failing. Alright guys. So yeah, that's the basics. You pop, then you're going to lift this finger with it. It'll pop up to here, and then you push your hand forward, stomp it down. Trying to get it right in the camera. And I'm also looking at the camera right now, which is why I keep landing like that. I don't like landing stuff like that unless it's a very hard trick. And I've been trying to film it for like 5 minutes, then I'll just take it if it lands like that. But I like to land, you know, kind of more bolts. Like that. But yeah, so it's that simple. You just pop, push forward after you lift. Pop, lift, push your hand forward. Once you got that done, you can easily kickflip. All you're going to do to make it a kickflip, the easy way is to pop, pull your hand this way. Your board will rotate kind of towards you, like, and it'll land like back here. So yeah, you just pop and pull your hand that way. See, it flips. And you can just, that's how I practiced them, until the board actually flips, because the first few times you'll do it, it won't really flip, because you gotta kind of figure out where to pull off. So like, you do your Ollie, when it's up here like this, you're gonna pull your finger that way. When you pull your hand, your finger goes that way, but right in that little pocket, it'll make it kickflip. So then you can change your kickflips a little bit and make them better by making them popped and then flicked. Now when you flick your finger off the side of here, it'll do the same thing that it did, only it'll stay in one spot, which is a lot harder to do. A lot harder. Gotta scoot forward. Just like that. And I also gotta watch my board, not the camera. Now I'm trying too hard. Nice easy kickflip. So pop, pull your hand. See, kickflips. Get a couple good ones on camera. Primo. And another thing when you're learning, if you're like way up here on a table where your arm can sit flat and you're trying it, it's not going to work as easy because your hand's going to hit the table. So if you come to the edge of the table where your hand has room to hang off, it'll just be a little bit easier to pull your hand out of the way without, you know, whacking it. All right. So that's the Ollie and the kickflip. Wow. All right. So that's the Ollie and the kickflip. Alright, so pop shove-its too. Now there's a couple ways to do shove-its like this. Just kind of on the ground. I'm trying to go slow. I'm also trying to look at the camera while I do this, which is not helping. But yeah, so a few ways to pop shove. You can actually pop Ollie and then you kind of go like that with your back finger, and yeah, the board throws. Just like that. That was a varial flip. So you're gonna pop, Ollie, pull this finger back, leave this finger in there. And what I mean by leave this finger in the air is like when you pull this one back, if you also pull this one back, you're gonna do a tray flip. So it's easier if you pull this one back and you leave this one hanging, your board will kind of float like this, like on your finger, and then you'll have your shove done. See, I did a varial flip because I wasn't looking. But yeah, see? Just floats on your finger. So, yeah. I'd say the pop shove it is the hardest one out of all of those. Ollie's, kickflips, pretty basic, you know? But if you can't do an Ollie, I don't think you can do any fingerboard tricks. I have friends who will sit here and they'll just be like that, and then they'll stick their fingers on it and they'll tell me they did a tray flip. And it's like, bro, you didn't do a tray flip. There's a line on the board. There's a line on this board. I know when people have tray flipped because I look at the line first. If that is not back in the front, they didn't do a tray flip most likely. They most likely did a 540 flip, 720 flip. They just threw the board and then set their hand back down. So you gotta learn that basic Ollie with whatever boards you're trying to ride before any of this shit counts as tricks. None of that doesn't count, you know? If you want to tray, you gotta actually tray. Which I can't do right now, apparently. Let me grab this board. This one's got looser trucks. A little easier. So, yeah, that was a good tray. Here, I'll show you. A little tail notch. Oh, but it did tray. Alright, little tail notch back here. See, that one worked. See, and I keep looking at the camera. I need to learn not to look at the camera, because if I look at the camera to see if I'm in frame, I can't do the trick. I don't know where my hand's going. And like I said, I like to follow my tricks, because a lot of my friends will just go like that and then set their hand down. It's not a trick. You gotta follow with it. Here, front foot impossible. 180. It's hard to tell. Oh yeah, once you learn to pop shove, you can easily learn 180s. You just pop shove and you flip your hand over. That's one 180. The other 180 you gotta ollie and turn like a real 180. A little bit harder, but the pop shove one's easy. Pop shove, flip your hand. Alright, well, that's it. I'll probably leave this video unedited, even though there's a lot of really crappy fingerboarding in it. I kept looking at the camera and I wasn't really trying on most of the other tricks, so, you know, reasons for that. Excuses more like it. If I just watch what I'm doing, I can usually fingerboard. The big flip didn't work. Alright, well, that's how to ollie, how to kickflip, and how to pop shove on the fingerboard. Thank you.